Hello friends, God bless you. Today I want to talk about animal sacrifice and then ultimately the sacrifice that Jesus offered in his body on the cross. Now, God asked Moses to build this tabernacle. There was only one reason: God wanted to dwell among people. And God also established these rituals of animal sacrifice, the sin offering, burnt offering, so that God can forgive their sin and God can bless his people or don't bring the punishment on his people. And it was working until the temple was destroyed. Every year people would come and offer their sin offering and earn God's favor. And that was a setup. God wanted to stay with his people and God wanted to bless his people. Now, if you think more, then why God has to send his only son, Jesus Christ? If we say that it is to forgive our sin, which is true, and I'm not questioning, but it could be much more than just for our sin offering. Because if that is the case, then God could have continued that process or that established rituals until today, where we can continue offering the sin offering by sacrificing animal, and God would bless us, and God doesn't have, or Jesus doesn't have to die on the cross. So what was the difference? If God could forgive sin and bless people based on this sacrifice of animals, why God sent his only son to offer as a sacrifice on the cross? You see, in Old Testament, you heard about this animal sacrifice. Now that and the sacrifice Jesus has offered, there is a huge difference, and I wanted to point out that today. In Old Testament, the tabernacle where God dwells among people, there are three parts. There were outer court and holy place and holy of holy place. So the people, ordinary people, can come to the outer court and offer their sin offering. And then the high priest can take that blood and enter, the priest can enter into the holy place. But only high priest once a year can enter into holy of holy place, where there was Ark of Covenant and mercy seat was there. And there was a curtain between the holy place and holy of holies. There was a curtain. God wanted to stay with people. God wanted to dwell among people. God wanted to bless his people. But if you read Hebrew 10, you have to read that Hebrew 10. It clearly points out a couple of things. First is that God was not pleased with animal sacrifice. Why God was not pleased? If he was not pleased with animal sacrifice, why God established? Well, God was not pleased because the animal sacrifice was not providing what God's heart is. God did not want to have any distance with his people. And animal sacrifice was kind of a band-aid. If you read the Hebrew text, you can find out that animal sacrifice was covering or blotting away the sin. Animal sacrifice, if you read Hebrew 10, can never make a man perfect. To the point, it also says that it is impossible for animal sacrifice to take away the sin. It was a covering of the sin. It was kind of a band-aid. But then that's why in Hebrew 10 it says that Christ offered his body as a sacrifice. And by offering his body, we are made holy. So if you compare the animal sacrifice versus Christ's sacrifice, animals, even after animal sacrifice, people cannot go to God in a Holy of Holies. There was a curtain still there even after this animal sacrifice. People were never made perfect. And what Bible talks about in New Testament, people were never becoming a new creation. They were still remaining as an old creation. So three things. Even after animal sacrifice, people were not created in a new nature, new creation. People were not allowed to enter into Holy of Holies. There was still curtain there. And they were never made perfect or holy. When Christ died, the curtain was torn apart. Now God opened up that door through body of Jesus Christ so we can go and meet God. And God made us perfect and holy. If you read 1 John 4:17 says that in this we have boldness that as Jesus is, so are we in this world. Not when we die, but if Jesus is holy, we are holy today. If Jesus is perfect, we are perfect today. If Jesus is righteous, we are righteous today. And Bible also tells us that we are made a new creation. New creation means it was never existed before. We are not cleaned. We are not washed away. Our sins are not covered up. Our sins are forgiven. Completely forgiven. We are completely made new. New creation. We are not recycled. We are not recycled or we are not cleaned. We are not washed. We are totally new creation. And that only happens by the sacrifice of Jesus' body. And that is why Bible is very clear that God was not happy the arrangement had with the animal sacrifice, because still God was not able to reach us, but God opened up a way through the body of Jesus Christ. And if you read verse 18 and 19 of Hebrew chapter 10, it says that now because Jesus has achieved the ultimate goal for God to reconcile with us sinners completely and re-establish the total relationship, there is no more sacrifice required. And now verse 19 says that we can enter in the presence of the Lord because God has opened up that door. So when you read in the Old Testament about animal sacrifice, and when you read about the sacrifice that Christ has offered, Jesus opened up the ultimate door for us. And there is no more division between God and us. We can communicate, we can commune with God, we can have a relationship, fulfillment and joy and everything. I hope you will realize that the death of Christ has done much more than just giving us salvation. God bless you and thank you.